This is my Minecraft world where I've challenged myself to play one Minecraft day every day for an entire year, and this is day 178 of that challenge. We've come a long way since day one, and we started this challenge on January 5th of 2026, and it is now July. So, like I said, it's been quite the journey, and on top of that, we are grabbing one melon for every subscriber gained throughout this series, so make sure to hit that subscribe button. And on top of that, we are writing down one lucky subscriber on our infamous wall of subscribers every day. So for today, we have Loki Wilden, and that's honestly a great name. Very creative there. Because it's like Loki, like the Marvel. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you get it. I don't have to explain it. Great name, by the way. And thank you for hyping the video. And if you want to get on that wall, pretty simple. Subscribe, leave a like, comment, and hype the video, and that'll make your chances as high as they can get. And let's get back over here. Let's get back to work on our getaway home that we've been working on for the past few days. And it's coming out pretty nice. Obviously, we got a lot of work to do. We got to decorate it. We got to even finish the walls. I mean, who cares about decorating when you don't even have walls up? So let's get right to work. Let's see what we can get done for today. And we're going to do our best to try and finish, I think, the walls. I think if we could commit to finishing these walls for today and maybe putting up the second floor, let's try and do both of those things, and I think that should be a good goal for today. Maybe... Now, do we have glass? We should also try and get some glass. I don't know if that's going to be quite enough, because I did say I wanted to do regular glass on some of these windows and not glass panes on all of them. So we might need a little more glass than you'd usually need on, you know, one of these builds. And we do have some pretty large windows, so I'm gonna go full bright mode because it's a little dark in here. And let's just get to work on this floor. But if you're new here, I suggest starting this challenge from the beginning, because it's been quite the journey to get to where we're at. And I mean, like I said, this is our getaway home. This is not our typical village. You know, we got our jungle village across the pond over yonder, and then this is what we've been working on lately, is this new island that we're gonna try and build up from scratch and see what we could do with it. I think in the end, I think it'll come out pretty nice. I mean, it's probably the perfect size island to where we could spend, I don't know, I'm thinking 50 days of this challenge maybe over here. I don't want to spend too much time, but you gotta think 50 days. We're gonna be at day 200 and what is that? 228 from now. If you go 50 days from now, that's not really scratching the surface. So we could even spend some more time, because I have a lot of things I want to get done over there, but I'm thinking we can maybe make some of the builds here. Maybe make like a sick bridge. Like, I want to build a bridge. I've been wanting to build a bridge since the beginning of this challenge. I kind of talked about it very early on, and then after that kind of just, you know, it disappeared quite a bit and we forgot about it. But let's get some of this stuff out of our inventory, because we do need... I shouldn't have used those spruce. I should have used the other spruce. But we do need to work on this window here. So for this window, it's probably going to be pretty simple, I'm thinking. It's not going to be too complex, but we just kind of need to do something like this. And then I think, let's get to the top, up on over here. And let's build this in as well. And I think that's probably going to outline where this window is going. I think that should look pretty good. But I might want to touch up just a little bit of this, maybe with like a stair there. That might look pretty nice. And then we got to get all the way up there, because there's a little empty gap. And maybe that could be a good thing. Maybe we do something like that. And then throw down... Oh, we're going to need the dark oak there. And then we could throw down maybe like a fence and a lantern up there. That'll frame our window nice. Add some needed lighting up there, because As I said, I am in full bright right now, and we're going to need a good amount of lighting for this build. But maybe we got to fix the roof because I don't know if I love seeing all the way up there. So we're going to have to get up there and fix the roof up just a little bit. Not too much, but let's finish these walls. Not get too distracted at the moment. Texture these up just a bit. And then let's get ourselves... We gotta go up, not sideways. Let's get ourselves up there. And throw down some more blocks right here. And I think this is what we did. Something like that. That should be good for that. We're gonna need to work on something over here too. We gotta figure out how we're gonna get up to those windows. If we're gonna get up to those windows, maybe we have shelves. I think I want to get up to those windows. I think we're gonna want like some kind of, maybe not a balcony, but at least a viewing ledge or some sort of thing like that. And that should be good there. Now for the roof, like I said, I have to make sure this looks just a little bit nicer. And to do that, I think we're just going to throw some regular blocks down here. And we're going to have to also get some lighting going on in here because it's awfully dark. And if I go not full bright, it is extremely dark. I mean, those shaders are sick. I mean, look at that. Pretty crazy. But besides the point, we're going to have to get some lighting on up in here. So let's go up here, finish off this part of the roof. And maybe we'll have to add some beams or some extra floors. I think maybe, well, we can't really quite add another floor because of these giant windows. So I'm thinking we're going to have to add some kind of like beams in order to add some lighting here. And we'll have to figure that out once we get everything else up. But I want to figure out the outside of this place first before we do anything on the inside. That's for sure. Let's just throw that there, I think. Same thing with there. And, yeah, it looks really interesting at the moment. We're going to have to fix that on the inside. I mean, on the outside, it looks just fine. But interior doesn't look too great. Like, that looks great out here. But we're going to have to work on the other side of that. And do we want to dye our windows? Do we want to add like a white dye to the windows? Is that doing too much? Is that going too crazy? I'm not quite sure. How do we feel about that? I don't really know, but I do know that I want to add some stairs right over here. Fix that up just a bit. And that looks good. So now for this window, I'm really thinking here. I really am. I think we're just going to go with regular glass. I don't think there's any problem with some regular old glass panes. And we're going to need more glass outside of this, but we're going to need panes, a lot of panes for the time being, so I'm just going to make all those. And I think with these connected textures that we got going on, it's not perfect actually, and I don't know why that is. I think we're missing a resource pack or something. Let's go into the... Yeah, I think that's what we're missing. We're missing that glass pane culling fix. That looks exactly like what we're working with, so hopefully this works. Moment of truth, Mojang Studios. How you doing? Please load and don't crash my game. And there we go. Much better. That's exactly what we were looking for. So now let's go ahead and place these on these other windows. Very large windows. Well, maybe not very large, but pretty, I'd say decently large. I mean, it's definitely a sizable window. The other ones were not as big, but I think I want to, like I said, I think I might want to just use regular glass for that. I'm not too sure yet. I shouldn't have made all of this glass into panes, but I think we're going to need to use all of it anyway, so might not end up mattering. Place that on over there. Boom, boom. Ah, we had to mess up one. You can't go perfect without placing one glass block wrong. And that looks pretty good on both sides, on that side too. I want to add some windows here and maybe on the side as well, so we're probably going to need much more glass than what we got. So let's go ahead and maybe fix up our inventory just a bit. Let's throw some of this in here that we're not quite using right now. Sort this up, sort that up. We're not using apples. I don't know why we have that over here. And we can fill out our fireworks, make a little bit more space, but let's go get some sand. And it's pretty cool. I can see that there's sand over there. I mean, I don't quite want to take from our island that we got right here, so let's go ahead and see if we can scout out a little bit of closer sand than that. That's pretty far away. I don't want to ruin everything over here as well. Do we just jump on into the ocean? No, we don't have any efficiency, I don't think, do we? Oh, we have Unbreaking 1. It's something. Distant Horizons is just such a good mod, though. Like, look at this. I feel like I'm, like, in a whole brand new world in Minecraft. Like, this... To me, this is kind of crazy. I feel like this is where we got sand from another time. I feel like... I don't know what day we'd have to go back to find out when we last grabbed sand, but it's been a minute. I think the last time we grabbed sand was probably... Well, besides our aquarium that we just did the other day, was probably the melon farm. Because we have glass on top of the melon farm, kind of like a skylight kind of thing going on. And that's probably the last time that we came, I think, over here. I think this is exactly where we grabbed sand from last time. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that we were over here at some point in this journey. And let's see, can we get on out of here? Yeah, remember that guy, the armadillo? We gotta bring him back. We gotta save him. What do we got over there? A nether portal? Can I see anything cool in the distance, like a village? I don't see much, to be completely honest. A lot of Sahara, snowy biome, another nether portal. We were already there. Looks like maybe some pumpkins. Am I able to see pumpkins from this far away? That's kind of... Oh, those are pumpkins. Those are probably flowers. That's kind of crazy, though, that this Distant Horizons can load that. That's a little shocking to me, actually. But we could see the shipwreck. I think we were at that shipwreck. That's our cobblestone we placed on the side. You can see it from all the way over here. It's kind of crazy that we can see that far. Let's float on into our village right here, though. I think we just did that with only one firework. That was kind of impressive. And let's cook up some sand. More sand. And that's our glass chest with no glass in it. And do we need any of this? I'm trying to think. We're probably going to need some pumpkins. I guess while we're here, we'll just do some of this. Let's split this up quite a bit, though. No reason to be doing it all in the same furnace. Speed it up just a little bit. And we should also get some haystacks, because I want to surround the build with haystacks. And I also want to surround the build with, like, a wheat farm. I think, like, we have a few farms in this world. I won't lie. But I think it'd be looking pretty cool if we just surrounded, like, the entire build. Especially, like, because we're going to have a windmill over there. I think that would look really cool. And just some massive wheat farms, like, just craziness. Like, I'm talking, like, all the wheat you could think of. And haystacks and pumpkins. And look at this mod. I mean, I think, like I said, it's called Right Click Harvest. I mean, this is just... Talk about elite. Talk about time saving. Talk about... I mean, we got mending going on with that. That is just, I think, maybe... Like, it might sound crazy, but probably one of the best mods that we've added to this world so far. And I think I could say that pretty confidently. because we were struggling. I mean, we didn't have any way of mending our elytra. I didn't want to AFK because we're only limited to 20 minutes at a time here. Yeah, I mean, we were down in the dumps, you know. We needed to have something drag us out quite a bit. And I'm liking this, like with this added bush here and these two armor stands, like this looks pretty nice over here. I think that was a nice little upgrade. Small thing there, but you gotta appreciate the small things, you know. Everything in this world adds up, and we get such a short amount of time every day that it is nice to see it all adding up and coming together. And you could point to these little things that might be really small in the grand scheme of things, but eventually turn into something a little larger than itself. But let's see, what do we need over here? I don't think we need anything else. I think we can head back over there, fill out some of this glass, send ourselves on up, and right over. And I'm not gonna lie, with Distant Horizons, I've been getting a little bit of frame lag here or there, and I am just praying, I mean praying, that this game does not crash, because it's... The heck is wrong with you, buddy? You're not even attacking me? But it's getting close. I mean, like, we've gotten close multiple times to crashing, I think. At least that's what it feels like. And that's the last thing that I want to do. And I think also, like, I'm going to want, like, a little deck here. So maybe we plan this out just a bit. Can we put a deck here? And maybe some flowers, some flower pots. Do we need flower pots? Or should we just get... I want to frame this entryway as well. So let's frame this entryway. I think to do that, just something simple. Let's just go with something simple here. Strip all of that. Let's use this axe. And then on the sides of this, let's get two composters right here and here. And then we could also do one right there and there. And then I think as well, we're going to do something like this. And this is getting into the detailing. But every world needs good detail. And I think that should be pretty good. Now let's grab ourselves some leaves. And we are using oak leaves for this. I would like to get some azalea leaves. I'm not gonna lie, I think azalea leaves would look much better. And speaking of, I think this would look much better if I moved it maybe to the corners rather than being right up front and center. Let's move that on over to the corners. And then maybe we have... Let's think. I mean, a good thing to do here would be take this lantern down because it's just not doing anything for us. Can I get it back, please? I mean, I kind of need all of those that I can get. And I think a good thing to do here would be, once again... Do I have dirt on me? I thought I could have sworn I had dirt. Let's do something like this. And maybe we could do some additional flowers there. So we have flowers there. I mean, obviously we don't have any flowers there, but we will have flowers there. And then we're going to have flowers there. And then I think what I should do here is go ahead and make some fences. We are running low on time here. Do I have sticks? I have some sticks. I think for fences, do we want to use dark oak or do we want to use spruce? I feel like dark oak would look better, so I'm going to go with dark oak for the accents to this build. At least some of them. And our inventory's full. Oh, goodness. I mean, we are packed out in the inventory department. And I think, like, maybe having just some lanterns hanging down from there and there. And I think that should be pretty good. Maybe, just maybe, we got to put something else here other than this flower pot or flower pot that we got going on. I don't know if I'm going to love that. we'll see. I mean, I might go back with that, but I don't know if I'm loving that right now. Obviously, we're gonna have some flowers there, and just to get an idea, I mean, we might not stick with these specific ones, but let's throw some down, and I believe this is the end of day 178. So, as always, make sure to tune in tomorrow for day 179. And if you made it this far in the video, comment flower box, and make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hype the video. And I will see you tomorrow for day 179.